Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. First of all, there are exactly 100 days left in Field Marshal Syed Asim Munir's retirement. Yes, you may recall that he became the Army Chief on the 29th of November 2022. Based on that, his tenure as Army Chief will end on the 28th or 29th of November 2025, since the legally fixed tenure is 3 years. If you start counting from today, the 21st, there are 100 days left in his retirement. That means after 3 months and 10 days, he will retire and go home legally. It should also be remembered that his actual date of retirement was the 26th of November. But if the 26th of November had remained his retirement date, he would never have become Army Chief because General Bahwa was set to retire on the 28th of November. So Asim Munir was given a 3-day extension from the 26th to the 29th of November, and in that extension he was promoted and appointed Army Chief. Therefore, all calculations now start from the 29th of November 2022. What Field Marshal decides to do remains to be seen. If he follows the law, then the 29th of November 2025 is his last day in office. But beyond that, what options does he have? He has many. After all, he is the king of the jungle. A few days ago, Faisal Vauda said on TV that Asim Munir will not take an extension but will continue with continuity. Call it continuity, call it extension, he is the king of the jungle. He can do whatever he wants. He can impose martial law, suspend the constitution, get a favourable verdict from any court when needed, or even pass a new 27th constitutional amendment. The 26th Amendment, through which the extension process was created, is itself unconstitutional and illegal. Yet through such means, he could still secure a 2-year extension. Later, I will tell you what PML-N is doing about this. But today, we start the countdown. Every few days we will remind you how many days are left in his tenure, and we will also see what PML-N and other political leaders do. Will Asim Munir really retire on the 29th of November 2025, or will he use some legal or illegal method to extend his service himself? Of course, that would be illegal, but we'll have to see what happens in the coming days. The next news is even more important. We had told you weeks, even months ago, that Field Marshal's official notification has not yet been issued. The 26th Constitutional Amendment was passed, changing the law, but the Field Marshal's notification still reflects the original 3-year tenure, meaning his retirement is still set at the 29th of November 2025. This has made the Field Marshal extremely restless. A message was sent to PML-N to fix the issue. Our sources say this message was sent a month ago, but PML-N did not respond, because Nawaz Sharif wants to drag this matter to the last moment and play it then. Personally, I think Nawaz Sharif should be supported on this stance. Even though I consider Nawaz Sharif a corrupt leader and disagree with him politically, if he does not issue the notification, then all political forces should support him on this one issue. Later, Nawaz Sharif can be dealt with politically, but first, the country must end this cycle of illegal extensions. A meeting of PML-N was held regarding this, and our sources confirm it. Mariam Nawaz joined through an encrypted app from Japan. Also present were Shahbaz Sharif, Nawaz Sharif, Khawaja Asif, and others. They discussed the Field Marshal's demand to issue a notification or clarify the ambiguity. The decision was made that PML-N leaders would go on TV and say that no notification is needed since the law has changed. Indeed, we saw Rana Sanola on Meher Abbas's show last night saying the same, that since the law has changed, there is no need for a new notification. Clearly, PML-N has played its first card. But in reality, notifications are always issued after legal changes, and without it, the Field Marshal legally retires on the 29th of November 2025. Now let's see how this political tug-of-war plays out. Meanwhile, the Field Marshal has also prepared his own backup plan. He has, stocked his quiver with arrows. Top businessmen are now coming forward saying that new provinces must be created. We've already discussed Ahsan Tanvir and others. The timing here is no coincidence because once the debate on new provinces starts, the Field Marshal's extension or continuity will become easier as political chaos and bargaining will ensue. According to journalist Habib Akram, there are plans to amend Article 239 Clause 4 of the Constitution, which currently requires approval from a provincial assembly with a 2/3 majority, before its boundaries can be changed or new provinces carved out. This clause may be amended so that the provincial assemblies are bypassed and the National Assembly, essentially a rubber stamp under the Field Marshal, can approve new provinces. If this happens, major conflicts will erupt. South Punjab, Multan versus Bahawalpur, Hazara, Karachi versus Hyderabad, and in Balochistan. This will create national-level unrest. So if the Field Marshal pushes this province's issue, PML-N will be in deep trouble. Meanwhile, by-elections have been scheduled for the 5th of October in NA 139, Sahiwal, NA 143, NA 185, DG Khan and PP 203 Sahiwal, where seats were vacated due to disqualifications. This is all part of creating a political environment before the extension issue. At this time, PTI has already been crushed, and Imran Khan and Bushra Bibi are facing immense injustice. But other parties, PML-N, PPP, JIF, are comfortably sharing power. The Field Marshal wants to shake up this stability, create uncertainty and force bargaining, leading to his extension. PML-N and PPP want the status quo until November, but the Field Marshal wants to throw a huge stone into the pond, creating waves, chaos, new deals, new commitments and, well, eventually securing his extension. We made a very big blunder. We cut off contact with the establishment on Imran Khan's instructions. I deeply regret listening to Imran Khan on this, because it caused great damage to the party. Fawad Chaudhry has been saying that when the infamous vote of no confidence came, and what followed against Pakistan, Tehreek-e-Insaf, Imran Khan ordered the whole party that there must be no more contact with the military establishment, that is, with the generals, even off the record. Fawad Chaudhry now points out that this was a mistake. If they had kept contact, the party wouldn't have suffered so much. But with all due respect, I disagree with Fawad Chaudhry here. Look at the parties that did keep contact. Think back to 2018 to 2025, when General Bajwa secured his extension. At that time, it wasn't just PML-N. We ourselves, being in government, also had contacts with the establishment. Fawad Chaudhry had contacts. Everyone else did too. And yet, during those very contacts, General Bajwa told Khawaja Asif and others, first take Punjab, then take the Federation. Bajwa was working against Imran Khan the entire time, trying to hollow out his government, whether it was the Ruda project, Bundal Island, electronic voting machines, relations with Russia or ties with America. Bajwa was constantly cutting Imran Khan's roots. So if we had contacts then, what difference did it make? Look at earlier examples. Was Nawaz Sharif not in contact? And what happened to those governments before him? Was Sheikh Mujibur Rahman not in contact? Was Fatima Jinnah not in contact? Was Bhutto not in contact? The point is, the mistake is not ours. The mistake lies in the unchecked abuse of power by our generals. There is no accountability, no oversight. That is the real problem. The structural flaw of a system where one man holds so much unchecked power, that is the actual mistake. Prominent Judge Frank Caprio has passed away at the age of 88 after battling cancer. He was known worldwide for his generosity, empathy and kindness. His courtroom proceedings were broadcast on television, and you may remember him from those videos. Whenever ordinary people, poor citizens or struggling individuals came before him with small cases, he dealt with them not only by upholding the law, but also by showing deep humanity and compassion. This is why he became so popular worldwide, admired by millions, even though he wasn't a Supreme Court or High Court judge. He was just a district-level judge in the US, but the world loved and respected him, because they saw at least somewhere there was a judge who showed humanity while delivering justice. Sadly, he passed away yesterday at 88 years old. Now compare that to our own judiciary. Our Supreme Court judges are at each other's throats. Justice Mansour Ali Shah and Justice Moeed Akhtar have raised questions over the administrative conduct of Justice Yahya Afridi. The Chief Justice did not make public the minutes of the Practice and Procedure Committee meeting held on August 16th. Mansour Ali Shah and Moeed Akhtar wrote letters saying that, despite a change in the committee's composition, the decision to place petitions against the 26th constitutional amendment before a full court was not implemented. Instead, the meeting minutes were made to disappear. So our judges are fighting among themselves, snapping at each other. Yes, Yahya Afridi seems to be in the wrong, and Mansour Ali Shah and Moeed Akhtar seem to be in the right. But let's not forget, They all dug their own graves back in March to April 2022, when the Supreme Court forcibly restored the National Assembly and validated the vote of no confidence under pressure from General Bahwa and his allies. Even Chief Justice Bandial's hands were stained with this unconstitutional act. The whole nation is still paying the price of that decision, and now these judges themselves are suffering because of it. But fixing it now won't help much. Journalist Benazir Shah, speaking on GOTV, tweeted about the 2024 to 2025 audit report exposing misuse of military funds. She wrote that the army purchased medicines from blacklisted firms, failed to deposit the government's share of land rent, and withheld profits earned from bank investments and businesses. This caused huge losses to the national treasury and public money, which was never returned. Next news. According to Naeem Ashraf Butt, several PML-N provincial assembly members were unhappy with the Punjab government and met Nawaz Sharif to complain. Some MNAs also met him, complaining that bureaucracy was ignoring them, that DCs and DPOs weren't listening and officers weren't carrying out constituency work. They said, if officials don't help our constituents, how will we face people in elections? Nawaz Sharif assured them that he would instruct the Chief Minister to resolve their issues so they could campaign effectively. Our analysis. This is ironic. They talk as if they have to fight elections on people's votes. But in truth, Nawaz Sharif should have asked them, when did you ever win on votes in the first place? You were brought in through Form 47 results before, and if needed, you'll be brought in the same way again. So what's this drama of facing the people? They never faced the public before, and they won't now. Yet Nawaz Sharif unnecessarily is making them look like heroes, when they are not. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.